I want to give you guys an exercise today. I've done a few videos already, a lot of you have liked it. I'm really enjoying it. And I did it in a coaching session today. I did an event, then one of my clients had flown over from Ireland and we went off and I did a 2-hour coaching session. We sat down over coffee and it was brilliant. It's really challenging though. You're going to have to face your fear. I did it. I faced my fear last week, and I'll explain why to do it. And obviously it's down to you guys and girls if you want to do it. I'm going to explain the psychology and how this works. So basically, I've been coaching for 11 years now. I know it doesn't look it, because you're probably thinking, how does he stay so young? And I often wonder, how does my mum feel having a son who's almost 40, who looks so young, so good looking, and all the rest. Anyway, that's enough about me. But a vision, basically, throughout years of coaching, this is the conversation I hear from people a lot, and I recognize it because I had it. I used to do it a lot. So people will say, well, I'd love to do this, I'd love to start my own business, or I've always wanted to go and do acting, or people have told me that I'm good at writing, or I've always wanted to be more confident of people, or I've always wanted to take a coaching program, or I've always wanted to get started at this, or I've started at this and I've stopped at it, or I used to be really good at that and I want to do it again. When you listen to the conversation, it's a conversation of very low self-esteem, self-doubt, anxiety, fear of what people think, and a lack of self-belief. I totally get it. I had it pretty much all my life until I changed. First 20 years of my life, you could hear it in what I said. I couldn't hear it at the time because I wasn't conscious. I didn't have the experience I've got now, and I hadn't achieved success back then. And I would say it, you know, people would say things to me like, oh, you're really funny. And I'd say, oh, I'm not that funny. Or I'd say, you're really handsome. I'd go, no, but I'm skinny. I would always put myself down. So I hear people do it all the time, and I have clients who do it. Part of them talks about their vision and their goals and their dream and all their good qualities. A guy at the event today, a good friend, I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying, I'm trying to help. This is for everybody. And he said that, you know, he was really good at a certain thing. He was very good at making people happy in his job, which is a great quality. But he said outside of his job, he said, I don't have situational confidence. I just get beaten down. I don't think I'm good enough. I was criticised, and the criticism has broken him down. So that's what happens. One part of people is trying to build them up. Another part of them comes in and it crushes them down. And it's always a collection of bullying when you're younger. Usually, unfortunately, criticism from a family member, someone that we love and trust, who does it because they're mean at that time, they're unkind, they're human, we've all made mistakes, they're not conscious, they don't always mean it in that way, but they just speak what they feel and they don't realise that the person's got feelings and it goes in. Or people's own limitations, or being around other people that have put them down, or reading negative things and just getting in their head too much, listening to the negative mind. So they're trying to build themselves up. So can you imagine if 20% of you was trying to go and do great things, but 80% of you was going, you are rubbish, you're useless, you're not good enough, you're not intelligent, and it kept stopping you, you wouldn't get nowhere. One part is building, the other part is breaking down. And this is where creating a vision comes in. And most people are frightened to create a vision because they don't feel good enough to write down what they want to achieve, because part of them thinks that they don't deserve it. They don't believe they can achieve it. So it's hurtful. It hurts. I've been there myself, where you want to set your goals, but you feel ashamed, you feel embarrassed. You've compared yourself to thousands of celebrities or successful people that you think are better than you, and you feel inferior towards them. You feel that they're better than you, and it's never going to change. And it's hard to deal with these emotions because it brings up stuff. It brings up the past, it brings up everything pretty much. So it's easier to go, I'm not going to write my goals down, I'm not going to create a vision, I'm just going to kind of be in denial and keep moving through life. I did it for the first 15 years of my life. I told a story. I remember one day I was with a good friend of mine. It was a lovely person, and we were sitting in his flat, was in his room. He was a really good friend to me, he was always a good friend. And he gave me some words of encouragement, and I would have loved, he said to me, you know, Jonathan, why don't you start your own business? Because I was broke at the time. I didn't have any money and I didn't believe in myself. And I wasn't great to be around. I was very negative. I had victim mentality, I blamed everyone, and all I spoke was words of defeat and self-doubt. And when he said that to me, I got triggered, I got angry and upset. He was doing nothing wrong. He'd come from, and I said, how can you say that? How can I start a business? I don't have a business degree. Where? How can I can't do it. And he was like, whoa, relax. I'm just trying to encourage you. He saw something in me that I didn't want to see. Years later, he's obviously right. I became a successful businessman and a teacher. And now I help people to build businesses that are committed. So that's the power of not believing and being negative. I wasn't aware of it back then. I didn't do therapy. I was not aware. I didn't have the awakening. I was unconscious. I was asleep. So if you got the courage to sit down, despite the fear and the anxiety and the voices that are going to come up, get a piece of paper, sit down somewhere where you feel safe, where you feel good. I don't know, where everyone's different. For me, it's parks and coffee shops, sometimes rooftops. Sit down. Personally, for me, I say a prayer. Please, God, help me get this out. I'm frightened to get it out. Get these demons away. Get these voices away. Give me the strength. I need to write this out. This is really important to me. It's killing me keeping this in. One of my friends and clients who come today, he's an artist and a creative person. He said a beautiful thing. He gave a talk and he said, I've got to get it out. It's killing me. My dreams, my goals, my feelings. So when you write it out, it's therapy. You write down in detail everything you want to achieve. I don't know what that is. You're welcome to share it if you want to keep it personal. Get the phone, the notes, a piece of paper, write the truth down. The truth will set you free. Your mind, don't listen to your mind. Write down the relationship you want, the money that you want to make, or the impact you want to make, or what it could be the smallest thing. It could be nothing to do that. Write your whole vision down of how you want to see your life, the person that you want to be, and read it. Read it once a day. It will change your psychology. It will start to eradicate those insecure thoughts and low self-esteem, and you won't talk to yourself in such a negative way, you know, because most people would never speak to someone else the way they talk to themselves. I used to talk to myself like I was a piece of trash on the floor, but I would never speak to someone else like that. I wouldn't have the heart to do that, but I talk to myself like that. So you've got to start being careful the way you speak to yourself. If you respect yourself and you love yourself and you care for yourself and you want to be the best person you can be, you're good enough to write a vision down. It doesn't cost any money. Write the vision down. Don't worry about how am I going to achieve it. We'll get to that in a second. Let's just focus on getting down what's in our heart. Write it down, read it out, or share it with a trusted friend who cares, or a group, or your mentor, or someone, your mum, whoever you can trust, or keep it to yourself, you and God, or you and yourself. I did it the other day, and I said to the guys at the event, I had tears in my eyes. I was crying. The joy, I couldn't believe what came out. I was like, the writing was fantastic. The vision was beautiful. It was good. It was honest. It had a great message. A lot of it was to help people. It was brilliant. I've got it here safe in my phone. I read it every day. And I started to implement it in my teaching. Years ago, a man changed my life. Les Brown saved me. I was having suicidal thoughts. I was afraid to die, but I was afraid to live. I was afraid to change. I heard his message. And he said many things that inspired me. He said, you want to create a larger vision of yourself. It totally got me. It was an experience, as he said, because I always realized I've never thought to do that. Wow, I understood what that meant beyond logic. And it was like, I started doing that, how I'm looking now, thinking, going in my heart. I could see myself in the future being out of this position. So it's a way of getting yourself out of a bad place. Once you've got the vision, read it, pray on it, meditate on it. Start working on the other things I teach on this channel, you know, daily habits, confidence, gym, being a better person, and you'll start to work towards that vision. And the more you work towards it, the closer you're going to get there. Eventually you're going to achieve it. Then you break the vision down into goals. So, you know, that would be the thing I'd encourage you to do. If it's a case where you can't do it right now because you're too frightened, I totally respect that. I'm patient, I understand that, that's fine. You can pass, but I would encourage you to really get past that fear. Honestly, just writing down your vision in full detail, and I know a lot of you are great writers, it's also great writing practice. I'm a very good writer as well. I like writing, so it gives you the practice of writing, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes things come out that you just can't believe. You know, you'd be surprised how much kindness there is, that you want to help other people. There's all these things, but if you don't get them out, you lose these dreams, you know. These things get lost. They get lost in self-doubt. They get lost in victim mentality. So write them out, and it gives you confidence, you know. And a lot of young men say to me, well, I'm embarrassed, Jonathan, because if I meet the girl of my dreams or woman, I don't have a job, or I'm doing a low-paid job. If you've got a vision, there's nothing to be embarrassed about, because when I didn't have any money, when I didn't have a job and I felt embarrassed and ashamed and frightened and insecure, especially with women, I met the woman of my dreams. And I told her what my vision was. And I said to her, I don't have any money and I do feel embarrassed and I am frightened that you're going to leave me because I do like you, and she loved me and I loved her. I told her the truth and she said, I'm not going to leave you, but just, be honest, because I lied at the start. I said I was a personal trainer, I wasn't. She got angry. I told her the truth. And then my girlfriend at the time said to me, she goes, I believe in you, you're brilliant, you're great. She encouraged me and I became successful in my business and we lived happily ever after for that time. I always go back to that. So, not every woman is going to look at you that way. But from what women have told me, they might lose respect for a man, look down at you if you've got no vision, no ambition, you're just sitting around all day doing nothing. They're not going to want to be a part of that. And that's what my girlfriend said at the time. She appreciated a man that's trying, that's got an ambition. You might not be where you want to be right now, but that doesn't mean you can't get there. So having a vision encompasses all these things, and it's a great conversation. And I love talking to passionate people, men or women or anyone I meet, who's got a vision and wants to share it with me. I never get bored of that, never, I love it. And I work on my vision as well. My vision is happening right now, right? So do that, let me know how you get on. For those of you that have done it, well done. For those of you that want me to talk more about it, I'm going to do it anyway. I actually do this in my 1-year confidence program. The 1 year is all about creating a vision for 1 year. I help my clients to progress for 1 year, goal setting, accountability. I'm doing it with both of my separate clients now. My client Phil's already built a successful business because we created a vision months ago on my 1 year program. And now he's created it in 6 months in. So a vision is powerful. And I'm going to say this last thing. I want you to do the vision. Your mind is going to say, I don't believe I can do it. It's not possible for me. It's possible for him, for her. Listen, let it say that. I'm not going to argue with your mind. It's going to be tiring. Do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. And we'll see what happens, all right? Like, share, subscribe. Thoughts and feelings in the box below. Any videos you guys and girls want me to make around anxiety, confidence, success, motivation, anything else that I've missed, anything from my story that I could share to help you, just ask me, and if I can, I will do it in the next video, all right? Speak to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.